So it's about that time. On the field, football activities are happening in Cleveland. We got guys putting in work in the weight room, repping out 180-pound dumbbells, which is just nasty work. Shedeur Sanders has been continuing to visit local high schools. Flacco and Kenny Pickett have been out on the field making throws. And this quarterback competition is a loaded one that's probably going to go on for months and months, which is super exciting. Judkins is looking jacked. He is continuing to get to work. Kenny Pickett's photo went viral because of his small hand size, which was a big concern when he was drafted. In this video, I have so much to talk about. This is just going to be a Browns news video going over everything that has been going on as of late. But before I begin, I would really appreciate it if you would drop a like and subscribe. It only takes 5 seconds, plus you can always change your mind. We are on the road to 50,000 subscribers, and with your support, I believe that we can get there super fast. Alright, so starting off with like the news, and this would definitely be on the bad news side of things. Once again, we have a Cleveland Browns player getting into trouble with the law. Linebacker Devin, who was just re-signed for this season, was charged with simple assault, whatever that means. He reportedly got in a heated argument with his girlfriend that turned physical. He reportedly used his body weight as force on her and smashed her phone. His girlfriend took the daughter and they ran to their neighbor's house. After the police showed up, they discovered multiple cuts to the girlfriend, including some from the shattered phone. Bush denied ever getting physical, but he told the truth about the smashed phone. Yeah, honestly, if I'm the Browns, you cut him right now. The team is not really in a spot to deal with that kind of stuff after everything that has gone on with Watson, and now bringing in Shedeur, who brings the spotlight and media attention back to this team. Just get rid of him and don't deal with any of it. That's my opinion. Now for the good news. Just about 10 hours or so from the time of this recording, the Steelers traded away George Pickens to the Dallas Cowboys. Now, I'm by no means underestimating the Steelers. They will still probably beat the Browns. They have my whole entire life, and you can never underestimate them because they always overperform year in and year out. They're like the Cleveland Guardians, but still, losing Pickens is a big blow in terms of talent on the field, because them with both Metcalf and him was dangerous. But the Steelers are one of those teams, thanks to Mike Tomlin, that does not tolerate bad or annoying behavior off the field in the locker room. Their leash is short, and that is why they have built the winning culture that they have. Nobody gets favoritism. But like I said, in terms of talent on the field, this is a big blow for them, and it's good to see a guy like Pickens move from the AFC North to the NFC. I'm sure that had to put a smile on the Browns front office's face for about 5 minutes, but then the reality of what the Browns are probably set in immediately after. Nah, I'm just kidding. But the other good news is regarding Shedeur Sanders, because recently he made a statement talking about the draft and his slide, and he said, if I could go back and do it again, I wouldn't change a thing. I am where I belong. I just need the chance to go compete. Now, obviously this is a PR trained response, but I am just juiced up hearing him say this because I am really starting to become a Shedeur believer with everything I am seeing and hearing. I'm falling into the trap. The draft slide was completely ridiculous. I heard someone was trying to sue the NFL $100 million or something stupid like that, which I thought was funny. But nonetheless, I think the reality that the Browns got a first round talent in the 5th round is starting to set in, and the transition since drafting him has gone nothing but smooth. I think the NFL thought his dad would come in and start LeVar balling it or something after he got drafted. I'm still not sure exactly what happened. But the Browns, from a talent perspective, got 2 first rounders, and they traded out of the number 2 spot and got what could and most likely will be an extra top 10 pick in next year's draft from the Jaguars. So the Browns really do have a chance to undo all of the damage from the Watson trade in a quick amount of time, which I did not expect to happen at all. Alright, now moving on, let's talk about this Nick Chubb situation and just the running back room as a whole, because we are now 2 weeks out from when the draft happened and Nick Chubb is still out there waiting for another opportunity. I just hate how things have gone for him. The NFL can be brutal, man. I know the Browns are recovering from what has happened over the last 2 years, and I know Nick Chubb is money the Browns don't need to spend, but I mean, it's Nick Chubb. The fans need him. He doesn't deserve this treatment. He has done so much for the Browns, and it's sort of been like a light in all this darkness. I think the Browns need to give him his $3 or $4 million, and he needs to come back as a 3rd or fringe 2nd string guy, and he would be a perfect mentor for both Judkins and Sampson. I think Chubb eventually is going to be hired as a running backs coach anyways, so why not start it now and give him a chance? Again, I know it's a business, but if you're going to give Watson $250 million, why can't you just give Chubb his $4 million? It's not like the Browns are going to be Super Bowl contenders anyways. I don't know, that's just how I feel about the whole situation. Let me know how you guys feel in the comments below. Anyways, let's talk a little more about Quinshon Judkins and Dylan Sampson, because the Browns going into 2025 have basically a brand new running back room. Judkins has of course been seen all over social media doing drills, lifting, and he's shown that his body is in peak physical condition as the Browns start mini camps, which are coming up here over the next few weeks. Recently, there has been a discussion about the comparison of Judkins and his former Ohio State teammate TreVeyon Henderson. It wasn't a surprise to see a run of Ohio State Buckeyes selected in the NFL draft. What was a surprise was to see the two Buckeye running backs, Quinshon Judkins and TreVeyon Henderson, selected 36th and 38th overall, coming off the board within a pick of one another. The two bring different skill sets to the NFL, so it's not surprising that there's some debate from coaches about which is going to end up having the better career. Henderson had a phenomenal final year as a complete player, a Big Ten defensive coordinator said. His blocking was next level and he stayed healthy, because that's been the knock on him, his health issues. At the end of the year, you thought maybe Henderson might be a little bit better, but they're both elite. TreVeyon Henderson spent his 4-year collegiate career at Ohio State. He had broken on the scene early with a 1,248 rushing yard campaign as a freshman, and by the time his college career was set and done, he would have 3,761 yards and 42 touchdowns on the ground. He also had 77 receptions for 853 yards and another 6 touchdowns. Quinshon Judkins, meanwhile, only spent 1 season with Ohio State, having played for Ole Miss before that. Similarly, he had his breakout season as a freshman. He would go for better than 1,000 yards rushing every season, but never topping the 1,567 yards and 16 rushing touchdowns he had as a freshman. At least one NFL coach pointed to that film as a defense for him and why he could be great himself. Judkins, his Ole Miss film was better than his Ohio State film. As NFL running backs coach said, put on Ole Miss versus Alabama or Ole Miss versus LSU, it's different. Judkins, of course, ended up being the first of the 2 Ohio State running backs selected. He went to the Browns, where he became one of 2 running backs that they would select. He'll join a Cleveland roster that already has Jerome Ford and Pierre Strong. Henderson, meanwhile, was taken by the New England Patriots. He was one of several offensive players the Patriots selected in an attempt to rebuild that side of the ball around quarterback Drake May. That includes 3 offensive linemen to try and bolster what they have up front. New England already has Ramondre Stevenson, Antonio Gibson, and Terrell Jennings on the roster. It remains to be seen which running back will have the better NFL career, but one thing is clear, and that's that both are capable of thriving at the next level. And then for Dylan Sampson, he's kind of like the wild card right now, because he easily could end up being the #1 guy this season. He is that talented, but at the same time, he could barely even see the field. So I'm definitely curious to hear what you guys think about Dylan Sampson out of Tennessee. That's really all I have to say for this video. It's an exciting time of the year. As I mentioned, rookie minicamps are right around the corner, and I'm sure I'll have a lot to talk about with that. But I really just wanted to make this video talking about random stuff that has been going on with the team, just to get the Cavs off my mind, because it has been a brutal last 24 hours. I was at that game and I wish I could bleach my eyes after what I just witnessed. But yeah, thank you all so much if you made it to this point in the video. Make sure to like and subscribe, hit that bell notification so you never miss another upload. And until next time, I will see you all later.